You guys had tromped your way around Skullport, visiting various shops, before eventually deciding to find a way back up to Waterdeep. But before that, you decided to take a long rest at the inn. Afterward, uh, in the morning, as you were greeted in the base of the inn by several armed individuals who decided to take you to see their boss via a secret tunnel. The boss ended up being a beholder named Xanathar, head of the Xanathar Guild,
Oh no.
who, after some back and forth, you managed to convince you weren't, entirely working against him like you thought when you were spreading around pamphlets about, overthrowing the government.
I wonder who that could have been.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a big mystery. And, in return for letting you go, he wants you to go deal with a certain family in Waterdeep named the Castellanters, who he claims are running an infernal cult, and it's bad for business. There was some back and forth. Eventually, uh, he decided to agree to your challenge, and you guys fought a gnome with a magic quarterstaff, which you then claimed, before making your way out of the Xanathar's base and into the city proper. Currently, you guys are at the Blue Fire Inn, and I believe you had just finished a long rest. There's a light fog over the port city, the air a little chilly. So, what do you guys want to do?
Well, we don't have any more shopping to do, right, guys?
We silvered all of our weapons, right?
Yeah, down in Skullport.
I know, I missed last week. I was just making sure that happened.
Yeah, they're down in Skullport.
Oh, our weapons are in Skullport.
Yes.
We should go to Skullport.
We just left Skullport.
Oh yeah,
We're in
because we got-
Waterdeep.
we
We
got
can just get
second-
silvered stuff here.
Okay.
I'm sure Smiths have silvered weapons that we can just get. But like your guys' actual weapons are down there to be silvered.
Is breastplate the best armor?
No.
No.
I don't think you can
plate.
wear anything that says plate in it because it has metal. And you're a druid.
No, we already
No.
talked about this.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
Druids can wear metal.
Okay.
And thematically, if you don't want to wear metal, you can still get plate made out of other materials. Like chitin.
Can I get plate armor? Is that do I have the ability?
Can
to
you
get
wear
that
heavy?
even? Ooh, that's a good question. Probably not.
Was Druid your first? Did you multi out of Druid?
No, just druid.
Oh, you're pure Druid? Then I don't think you have plate. Or you don't have heavy.
Oh, what about half plate? That's medium armor. I can do medium armor.
Yeah.
All right, can I buy some half plate while we're here?
Sure.
Some non-metal half plate.
Well, that'll be a little tricky, but I'm sure we can find somebody.
Well, we had some shit. We killed some things and kept their.
Oh, who has that?
Nathan, I believe.
Huh? What's going on?
Do we still have any left? Do you still have anything left of that animal to make armor?
The chitin. I've got 15 pounds of chitin bits.
I don't know if that's
Did-
gonna be enough.
How much do you need? I can just get. Well, how much do we need for a set of armor? Can you make like a chest piece or something off it? Not the whole set.
That's just a set of half plate, so it's not like I don't know if that.
I don't know. What's the conversion rate for chitin?
Oh, let's just wait.
Oh, I got
You
15
require
pounds.
X amount of weight of material.
Well, what does 15 pounds get?
I don't think it's gonna be enough.
Okay. Do you just want it though?
Well, if there's a way to buy it while we're here, real quick.
I mean, we're in water deep. There's probably somebody selling chitin.
There's probably someone selling chitin. Yeah, you can look around.
Let's go find a chitin supplier, Under.
Okay.
Exotic armor, we want to just skip the middleman.
I mean,
Yeah.
there are druidic armor sellers who sell things like Ankeg plate.
Okay, perfect.
You know, so yeah, no, you can absolutely buy from them just half plate made out of Ankeg shells that they've collected. They'll buy the chitin from you.
Yeah, you may as well sell it off, Nate. Will they also buy my previous armor that I had?
Oh, we could sell that elsewhere.
Well,
Well, that's
is it like what type of armor is it?
the chitin armor.
Yeah.
It's breastplate.
Yeah, I mean they'll buy it at half breastplate cost.
Yeah. So I'll just use that to whatever in and out for breastplate to half plate is.
Hang on. My PHP isn't actually at the top of my stack. My new books are.
Half a breastplate would be 200 gold. And the Ankeg half plate is 750.
Okay, so 550.
All right, let's go kill some shit.
This is your circus.
It doesn't mean I don't need my friends to help me with the resources available.
Yeah, I'm saying lead the way.
I don't know where to go.
Oh, what's the objective?
Go find the family and murder.
Well, how do you want to go about doing that?
I need a weapon.
Well, I don't know. Again, oh yeah. We need to get everyone's weapons.
Other smiths that have silvered weapons ready to go under?
No, they don't.
No?
No, because they don't really sell all that many of them. But they, will silver stuff for you.
Okay.
Looks like we're spending 24 hours. Go buy some weapons, silver them, and we'll spend the night again.
Are we not allowed back in Skullport until this is done?
No, it's just
It's really far.
inconvenient.
Yeah. And we have a bunch of money.
Fair enough. We have lots of money. That's fine. I need a great axe.
Alright, well, go pick one out and have it silvered. Did we hear from Skella at all?
No, you've not heard from Skella.
Okay.
I do that. I do the thing.
Yeah, we go find a smith, buy some weapons, have them silvered.
Yeah, easy
Yes.
enough to do. Plenty of smiths who can do that in Waterdeep.
You guys know what you need done? Great axe I got. Anybody else?
Good.
Nathan
forget what
needs his
Zeal-
arrows.
Yeah, that's easy.
Zeal needs his great axe.
So 2 great axes.
Arrows and whatever you need.
I mean, I can silver arrows, but I'm magic. I don't need silver.
I'm
I
also
have
magic,
fireball.
so-
But yeah, I can get some bolts silver just to have them. All right, so let's see. We want 2 sets of crossbow bolts. Actually, 4 sets of crossbow bolts. Hang on, let me get a pen and a pad. All right, crossbow bolts, arrows, great axe, great axe. I think that's pretty much it.
Yep.
Okay. We give the blacksmith our order.
And then we go sleep. I don't go rowing anybody up at the bar. I'd be a good boy tonight.
All right. Yeah, you place your order. Tells it'll take about a day. You return to the Blue Fire Inn. You spend the night uneventfully. Morning comes. You're able to go to the blacksmith and retrieve your now silvered items.
But I can't remember where he said those people are, that family that we have to kill.
Didn't say where they were.
Oh, I see.
They're in Waterdeep.
Okay, so I'm not from Waterdeep, so I wouldn't know. Who's from Waterdeep?
Do I know where the family is under?
What family?
The infernal cult one that we were here to sent. That we were sent here to find.
Yeah. Do you know their names?
I said this is not my circus.
Oh no. Fuck.
Jake, he literally said it at the beginning of the session.
No, he said the Xanathar.
No, he said the name.
Said the name twice, actually.
Fuck.
And then 550 for Bro's armor. So
Did I roll for it?
1810.
They were the Castellanter family. And yeah, anyone who's from Waterdeep would know of them. They're a somewhat well-to-do merchant family who had a bit of bad luck 3 years ago. Famously, nearly went broke, and through some shrewd dealing, was able to claw their way back into high society.
Oh, so they're devils. They made a deal with the devil.
Well, where do you want to begin?
Well, we need to do some reconnaissance for one.
All right. Well, where do you want to begin?
Well, since I'm not a native to Waterdeep, I'm going to rely on the natives to take us relatively to the area because they would know it better than I would.
Where's their primary residence under?
Make a history check.
Guidance.
Oh, sorry, +2, 18. It's looking at the wrong line.
Okay. So, you know that they are rumored to have a villa in the Sea Ward. I don't think your background was relatively high class. You probably don't know exactly which house it is, but you know, like generally, like it's in the well-to-do section of the Sea Ward. You know, they have a villa along with other merchant
Mine
houses.
is Harper. I'm a Harper.
All right, and
Well, I'll just that's you said my background, so yeah. No, he's a lowborn. But he is a member of the Harper, so if they were doing anything insidious, the Harpers might have eyes on him.
they might, but you don't know offhand.
Yeah. I'll go hit up my buddy.
Okay.
Farshid, the tiefling. So yeah, I ditch the party and go visit Farshid for a little bit.
All right. So he does inform you, one, of where their villa is, and that yes, the Harpers had kind of kept a bit of an eye on them, mostly because when they managed to crawl their way back, their eldest son, Osvaldo, basically disappeared at their lowest point. And the patriarch and matriarch, Victoro and Amelia, you know, garnered much support from, you know, their peers, as it appears that this eldest son got, they talk about it as if it was like a naval accident, like he went out on a yacht and yacht sank.
How
Um,
unfortunate.
yeah,
Accident.
yeah, except that they had sold their yacht like a month before.
Oh, so he's still.
The Harpers suspect some foul play was going on with the eldest son.
No, more like a blood pact. They gave up their firstborn for
Ooh.
some returns. I mean, that's a very common devil thing.
Yeah.
Give me your firstborn and I'll give you some, magic-y shit. Everything has a cost. Alright. And then, yeah, I'll, mark the place on the map. Then, head back and find the party. Let them know that, definitely some devil shit going on, and also, the house is right here. So, there you go, Hat.
Okay. Well, is it based on the information that he got? Would I know if it's like in a villa in a private community, or is it just like a villa just that you can basically walk by if I'm like walking down the street?
You're unsure. You would have to
I just
like
know
go
where
there
it
and find
is.
out.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, let's. We're gonna walk that way.
All right. Yeah. So you walk out of the docks, heading into the Sea Ward. The cobble's getting more even. The general upkeep of the building's getting nicer and nicer. You notice also that the guard presence, the city guard, gets a little denser.
If I were to do detect magic, would that be like super like standoutish? Like if I would like had it on the whole time?
It would be unusual, but not panic-inducing. People in Waterdeep are kind of used to seeing some low-level magic kind of going off every now and then, street performers using illusions and the like. So it wouldn't be like, it wouldn't be like, burn the witch type response. But it would be a bit unusual. Most people don't go around casting spells all day.
So what if I like hit around a corner and cast a spell? Yeah, and then I just like because it's like an hour or
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
I mean, yeah, you could step into an alley and cast it, and most people, they'll probably glance over when they hear you chanting, but they'll just continue on their way unless it looks like you're doing something really weird.
Okay. As we get closer to, I want to do that.
Sure.
Oh yeah, did we identify the staff? No, we were gonna do that this time.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so our day of downtime, we had something to do. I mean, it would probably be a good idea to take a quick tactical retreat, identify that. I mean, while we're here, we can do a quick scout run. Then, yeah, after we get the first initial scout, let's go back and identify that staff and see who could functionally use it. Yeah? No?
I mean, you can.
Yes, I agree.
I'm asking Hat. Hat's in charge of this shit show.
Sorry, my nose is itchy. What'd you say?
I said we haven't identified that staff yet, so after we do this scout run, we should probably go back and identify that.
Sounds good to me. I just wanted to, that way like we can do it all at once. Like somebody can identify the staff and then attune to it if we need, and the rest of us can just like plan out a plan.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
So, how are you identifying the staff?
Well,
Well, no, we're doing
gonna
scout run right
finish.
now.
Ah,
Yeah, we're doing
okay.
scout run.
Yep. So you do your detect magic, and you detect that some of as you guys start walking closer, right, some of the properties have like wards and stuff on them. And that's when you guys come around the corner and kind of get your first glance at the villa. And the Castellanter Villa's stark white walls and gleaming crimson roof and turrets stand out even among the other opulent estates of the Sea Ward. A 3-story mansion lies in the midst of a picturesque green gardens dappled with hedges and water features. The estate is surrounded by a tall white brick wall with a single wrought iron gate as an entrance. The Castellanter family crest, a green Y, overlapping a stylized goose being fed, is emblazoned on the gate. Armored guards stand at attention on either side.
Is it just the 2 guards that we can see?
Yep.
You said there were turrets?
They're like the mansion has turrets. Like think like a Victorian house.
Yeah. So, is there anyone in the turrets?
Not that you can see from here.
Okay. Is this like a fairly busy street, or like people walking around, or is it?
Jake, I
It's
just want to clarify. He does not mean turrets as weapons, but as like
Yes,
spires. Okay, I
oh,
just want to make sure.
there can be people in spires.
I
So
understand that as well. I just want to make sure.
the street isn't abandoned, but it's also not like packed. It's about normal for the Sea Ward.
But there's people casually walking around.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, just kind of want to. I mean, how do you guys, Galen? You want to go off one way and do a thing, and everyone just kind of gets an angle?
What do
I
you
just kind of
mean?
want to. I just kind
Do
of
a
want to.
thing.
Do you want to get all sneaky and shit? I know how you like to get sneaky and shit.
I'm not a rogue.
I know, but you still like to
I have
get
a
sneaky and shit.
+4 stealth.
You have a +4 stealth. That's good.
Huh? Pretty sure
Better
Varys is a
than me,
higher
the
stealth.
barbarian. Yeah.
Well, yeah, you're a barbarian.
All right. Well, so I just kind of want to keep walking casually, stroll past the place, nod hello to the guards, walk by, just super casual.
Okay. Yeah. You walk by, you nod to the guard, they nod to you. You know, a polite greeting.
And obviously, while this whole thing is, I'm just kind of checking things out.
Why don't you go ahead and give me a perception check? So you can see that through this wrought iron gate is a well manicured lawn, a cobblestone path leading from the gate to the front door of the house. And you can see that the grounds feature numerous deciduous trees and meticulously tended garden areas. You can also see that there is another pair of guards standing at attention at the front door.
Is my detect magic still on?
Yes.
Anything pinging?
No.
Cool. When I walk past the gate, and I go to the other edge of the property, does it look like it's like an alleyway with more walls? What?
It's got like a perimeter wall around like this. They own like the city block, and the city block like they've got wall all around it, and then in the center of that is this house.
Gotcha. All right. Can we just take a? I mean, again, it's not gonna look super weird if I'm walking just around the fucking place.
I mean, if you may I make a suggestion, Hat?
Yes.
If you encircle it, yes.
Yes. That's
If you take, if you encircle it, yes. But if you take multiple passes, like we're just taking a stroll and seeing the rich side of the world,
yeah.
not so much.
Okay. That's what I want to do.
Make big loops and just get every angle that we can.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah. So you can see as you walk around, you know, no one really pays much attention to you. There is only the one entrance. You know, the other faces of this square are just basically just nice brick wall. You do see that in this part of the Sea Ward, just about every road intersection has a watch box, a one-person guard shack with a member of the city watch just kind of standing there as a, you know, visible deterrent. And you would know, socially speaking, that, you know, their job isn't to solo confront a group of armed adventurers. Their job is to raise the alarm and you know, get the force of the city watch to come down. You know, they call for backup.
Would we know how they call for backup?
Yeah, they run. There's a little bell like on a shelf inside their thing, like a hand bell, and they run around ringing that thing over their head, yelling. And other guards that will hear this, you know, a block away, will also take up the call. And then, you know, the actual like City Watch heavies will then come to see what all the fuss is about.
Okay. All right. Still pinging.
Yeah, you do like a full perimeter around this block, and no, there's really no magic that you'd find.
Okay. All right. And we didn't see another entrance, and the rest of it's literally just wall.
Uh huh.
You can't see over the wall at all, can you?
No, not as you're just walking.
Is there any like
Kind of the
hillside?
point of a wall.
Well, is there any like hillside to where you can see like it's a higher elevation and you can kind of basically see down onto it?
Not really. Not not like reasonably close by. Like there is like Mount Waterdeep, but that's a couple miles away.
Oh, question under.
Uh-huh.
Would Waterdeep have somebody that would sell a spyglass?
Tons.
Pat, you have a spyglass.
Okay. I just don't know where we would go.
What does he need a spyglass for?
It's very, very useful for
spying.
basically any perception checks that you're doing at range because one, you can see what you're seeing.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, actually, I found a very nice map of Waterdeep that I can show you guys. Nothing on it I think that's secret. It gives you an idea of like the general layout of the city. Of course, that exceeds the limit.
I love that.
Sure.
And and specifically, here's the area that you're interested in.
Sick. Seaward.
Oh, hello.
I've been here.
Okay.
So the villa is the Pentagon place? Or is that whole block the villa?
Well, it's the right hand corner of it, at the corner of Delzorn and Diamond.
Oh, okay. So the green space in those three structures?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, what did I notice about the houses around it?
That they're like also like well-to-do. Most of them having like a. They're not generally as big as like this is an ostentatious place, even compared to the local high-end buildings. But it's mostly like small mansions, villas. Think like brownstone houses in the U.S.
Okay. Any of the neighbors, they were just kind of out being about and hanging out.
Well, there are people on the street. You don't really, it's not like they have a way of tying them to a specific
On their
property.
house or anything like that. So,
I'm sorry, I talked over you. What?
sorry, I was saying that there's like nobody like doing repairs on houses or fucking doing what D&D homeowners do.
I mean, you can see like, 4 houses down. There's some workmen up on a ladder. Looks like they're reshingling the roof. Like west down Delzorn.
Okay. All right. Well, that's. We only saw 4 guards. We didn't see anything in the pillboxes. One entrance. Not really any high grounds. Okay. Cool. If you guys don't have any suggestions, then I just kind of take that for what it is.
So this is a 3-story mansion. What's the next tallest building? Or is there anything taller than it nearby?
Like you're talking about nearby as being able to look down into it, right?
Yeah.
So, next to it are a couple of 2-story houses that could look over the wall from the second floor.
Okay.
But that's really about it. Once you get much further away than that, you don't have line of sight anymore to look into the courtyard.
Well, anybody want to play Long Lost Relative?
I wish we had a bard.
What a rogue.
I am not charismatic in the slightest.
I'm the highest charisma, aren't I? All right, let's go back to the inn and identify the staff first, then we'll
Okay.
piece together.
All right, you guys eventually walk back to the docks, getting to your rooms in the Blue Fire Inn. And how are you identifying the staff?
Hat.
What?
How are you
French.
identifying the staff?
I don't know. How am I identifying the stuff?
Well, don't you have the identify spell?
It works on more than just objects, I believe.
Well, yeah,
I
you can identify
feel-
dirt if you wanted to. It
I
won't
feel
ping
like
back
I
anything.
don't have the identify spell. Should I?
Yes.
I could have sworn you've identified stuff because I bought a pearl for you. It should be on your spell list. If it's not, then why did I buy you a pearl?
He's going to want his pearl back.
Exactly.
Hold on, Googling it.
Do you not have your sheet?
My sheet is sometimes inaccurate.
It's a first level
Sometimes.
spell.
Druid. You're a druid. You don't
Yes,
have a. You don't have to pick your spells. You just have a list of prepared spells.
correct. And I'm pretty sure identify is not one of them.
It should be.
No, it shouldn't.
I don't play druids, so.
Druid?
You're just gonna have to blindly attune to it. Sorry.
So, artificers,
Ah.
bards, and wizards get it. Arcane tricksters, eldritch knights, and forge and knowledge clerics also get it. And that's it.
Okay. Then I'll take my pearl back. And nearest magic-y shop from where we are. Like, well, I suppose not magic shop, more like magic-y research place. Somewhere where there'd be a wizard with identify that I can just pay to identify it.
Hmm. Well, there is, to the south of the Seaward, a place called the Font of Knowledge near Blackstaff Tower, which is kind of like a library of sorts.
All right. Probably have a couple nerds in there.
Makes you say that.
Yeah.
All right. There we head.
And for future, I'm the detect magic guy, not the identify guy.
Oh, no worries.
That's what he was identifying. Types of magic.
Yes, you get there, and you realize that the Font of Knowledge is actually a temple to the god Agma, the god of knowledge. And besides clerics, you can also see, yes, it is like a scriptorium, and you can see several people who are dressed as if they are practitioners of magic.
All right. I approach the one with the biggest, pointiest hat.
Oh, going for the gnome, are you?
Of course.
While you do that, I'm going for a snack.
The priest smacks your hand and says, "No eating in the library." Oh, he meant it in real life.
I thought he was going to eat the gnome. I was slightly concerned.
No, that's
great.
me. I'm the cannibal.
While you distract him, I eat him.
All right, so
Turns into a
you walk
bear.
up to this gnome,
Mm-hmm.
and she appears to be deep in thought, looking at this tome that is probably about her like height in terms of like the height of the book.
Scale.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
And she screams, tossing the book down. Everyone in the place, looking like, hostilely towards her. You see one of the priests, going, "Shh! This is a library." Meanwhile, the gnome has like her hand over her chest, breathing heavily and staring at you. What?
Well, that must have been a good book.
Who are you?
Nobody of importance. I have a request to make of you.
Well, if you're nobody of importance, then why should I listen?
Do you
She
like gold?
begins picking up her book. She stops. Yes, I do.
Well, I found a magic item down in Waterdeep, or Undermountain, sorry. And I was wondering if you could identify it for me.
Oh yeah, I can if you've got the gold.
I have gold, I have platinum, I have diamonds. Take your pick. Name your price.
Yeah, no, I'm
And a
just
black
loading
belt.
in my notes. Like, okay, how much do I charge for spellcasting again? Just give me a
I
moment.
think first level like 300, I think, by your numbers. Unless you want to use your glorious calculation that you made.
I am going to be using my glorious calculation because she's not a base level wizard. She has more than first level spells.
Oh.
Yeah, he made a actual mathematical calculation to plug in the level of the caster, the level of the spell, and then I think you have like one other factor in there too, didn't you?
The level of the wizard. Higher level
Yeah, the
wizards
level of-
demand more money to cast. Well,
Yep.
it depends on three things: the level of the spell being cast, the level of the caster, and the something else.
Spell
Level cap.
requirements.
Well, you have a base level gold amount. No, that wouldn't change. I'm trying to remember what the hell the other one was. I only seen the calculation once, so I'm going off memory.
No, it's just the spell sphere and the caster level.
Oh, didn't you have an exponential factor in that, or was that something else?
Well, yes, but that's neither here nor there. And she thinks about it and says, yeah, I can. 85 gold.
I just hand her 10 platinum pieces because I don't feel like counting.
She nods, pockets it, casts a spell. You found one of these. That's interesting. It'll be really nifty for you.
How nifty.
Oh, you didn't just want me to cast a spell. Yes, you wanted me to to tell you what it does.
Yeah, then pulls another 5 platinum pieces out and just sets them on.
She holds up her head. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No more sense of humor. This
sense of time.
exactly, yeah. Dwarven literalness, gnomish, practical joking. And she hands it back. She says, "That is a staff of healing."
Oh, handy.
Yep. You have to attune to it. It doubles as a bludgeoning weapon, and it's got charges, which you can use to cast various healing spells.
All right. Well, that'll be perfect for our. Where did the druid go?
Right here.
Galen's looking. Oh, okay. There he is.
Hey, what's up with that?
Huh?
What's up with that big, cool-looking house with the white walls around it?
What languages do you speak at?
Druidic, common, human, well, human, fuck, and goblin.
Oh, okay. Wow, we have no overlap other than common. That's rare. Usually, like, there's like, well, I suppose I'm thinking more like Saturday Night Party, where we have like 16 overlap languages. But
So
anyway,
the gnome hands you the staff and says, "Well, if that's all, I had some work to do." She picks up her buck
Alright.
and starts walking off.
Yeah, I asked.
alrighty.
Oh, okay.
See you later.
Well, Hat, what did you say?
I was saying, like, hey, you know, we're walking around. There's that big, cool house. What's up with that big, cool house with the white walls around it? Just like casual conversation.
I don't know.
That's-
There's a house with a big white wall around it. Is it not supposed to have a big white wall around it? If people are going around casting Stonewall on stuff, you should really take that up with the Order of Magus and Protectors. They'll sort out any rogue spellcasters going around vandalizing places.
Nah, just kind of just stuck out from all the rest of the other ones, so just thought it was cool.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Okay.
Wrong place, Hat. That's fine. Anyway, so that's perfect item for you, Hat.
Okay. All right, I want to go somewhere and attune to it.
Back to the inn.
Yep.
Oh, and then I'll when he starts heading back to the inn, I'll go back into the not font of knowledge, and the gnome pick up back up her tome.
Yeah, she's now sitting like at like a little reader desk. The tome propped up, and you can see her. She's just got like some sheaf of parchment out, a quill. She's like making notes as she flips through it, humming to herself.
Yeah, I go back up. Excuse me.
Not gonna fall for that one again. I heard you this time.
Ah, shucks. Anyway, I was wondering, could I have you make some spell scrolls of Identify for us, just to save us the trip and you the hassle? Next time I'm in town, I can pick them up, but I'll pay you now.
Well, there are some components I've been looking to buy. Sure. How quickly do you think you're gonna need them, though?
Well, we'll probably be in town for the next week. So if you can get me one by the end of the week, that'd be great. And then I'll take another 4 on your own leisure.
I can definitely manage that. You said you're paying up front?
Yep.
All right. Be about 400 gold.
Okie doke. Tender 40 platinum.
All right.
All right. Well, see you here in a week.
Yep. Sounds good. And then I go back to the inn. Yeah, because then at least while we're like, if we're down in the Undermountain, we can frickin' hotcast Identify with spell scroll, since none of us have Identify, and I'm not going to pick it up because it's a waste of a spell learned for me.
Wonder if we're gonna be here for a week waiting on shit. Can I like just?
Well, we're not going to
Hang
be here
out.
for a week waiting on shit. We're going to be doing stuff for that week.
Well, I know. I'm saying like. Yeah, never mind.
Like that was just the order for this, to get at least one scroll of Identify within a week, and then the rest of them will just visit her every once in a while and get the others.
All right. So, how do we want to do this thing?
But I said long lost relative. It's easy enough gone.
Okay.
So I think on the. Did you put that item? Did you put that in your magic items? Staff of healing.
I'm putting it in right now.
And then save your sheet right away so that it doesn't disappear forever. Because we love how much it doesn't save for us when we save it. So I'm gonna start going around the villa looking for a dwarven held house. Like one that would have a second story that can look down under.
Okay. And is owned by dwarves.
And owned by dwarves. That's the criteria that I am searching for as I meander.
All right. Give me a perception check.
I'm good at these.
Guidance.
So you're looking around. You do see this kind of aged, portly dwarf kind of step out of one of the two-story houses, across the street from the villa. As he turns around and begins locking it up.
All right.
He turns, begins walking down the street, actually heading towards you. He appears to be whistling a jaunty tune.
All right. Yeah, I keep going the direction I was going and passing him.
You recognize it as a traditional dwarvish drinking song that he's whistling.
All right. Then after he's probably about 30 feet behind me, I'll turn around and start following him. Just, pretending I lost my way and then turned around.
Okay.
Just seeing where he's going.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you follow him a couple of streets over. He turns to the right, starts heading down, Mendever Street. Eventually, he seems to stop at a small, squat-looking bar.
Excellent. Nothing like a little social engineering to spice up the day. All right. I'm assuming he's going inside. That's what you meant
Yep.
by he stopped?
Yeah,
Okay.
he turns off the street, goes inside.
All right, I'm going to go back and find the party. All right. Everybody gather around. Hat, I wasn't ignoring you. Just, you probably weren't with me.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
That's
You're
why I was like, I don't know where you're casting guidance from.
My bad.
You were attuning. But anyway, yeah, I go find the party real quick. All right, here's the count. There's a dwarf at a bar. We need to figure out what his last name is, and then get that information to me. And then I'm going to play long lost relative on him.
Who else is charismatic?
I mean, okay, don't overthink it. He's coming out of a relatively nice house in a relatively rich neighborhood. Most people brag about their last name pretty easily. All you got to do is introduce yourself.
Well, I'm just trying to get some participation. That's all.
I mean, we have a barbarian, a sort of barbarian, and an archer. I think of those,
Well-
Zeal, you're charismatic, sort of. You're paladin, right?
Right.
So
Yeah,
it'd be Zeal of anybody.
Yeah.
So Zeal, go make a drinking buddy.
I'm a dragonborn. I'm not sure if you'd be my friend.
Dwarves love to drink.
Okay.
All you gotta do is love to drink, and they'll love you. That makes sense.
Yes.
Pull up a chair.
Let's go. Pull up a
start playing
chair and
games.
grab a drink. Flip
And then
cup.
I'll be on the backside of the bar. Nowhere near Zeal, Hat, or Uthal playing along over there.
All right, so who's stepping into the bar?
Me.
All right, Zeal, how tall are you?
6'5".
Okay. So you walk in. Like, you open the door, and you have to kind of, squat down a bit to fit in through this door into this kind of almost like half basement-y type place. And as you walk in, you have to immediately duck as you realize there's a wooden timber right in front of you. And as you look around, you can see that this is very much a dwarven bar. The ceiling is only 5 feet above the floor. In the back, you can see a couple of dwarves basically pound a pint of ale each and then start throwing double-bladed axes at a log target. One of them misses. That guy has to drink another. That guy chugs another thing of ale. They throw more axes.
Let's go start drinking.
Okay.
I want to drink so
he basically
much.
has to sit
I have
to be able to
Yeah. So you walk over at a stoop to the bar. The barkeep kind of looks you up and down. Well, you're awfully tall for a dwarf.
I know dwarves have the best alcohol.
That we do, lad. That we do. So what have you?
Is it the fire whiskey?
Alright, we got fire whiskey. We got ale. We got fire whiskey and ale.
Let's do fire whiskey in ale.
Ah, good old firebomb. Yeah. He makes the drink.
Car bomb.
Well, they call it a cart bomb, but yes.
Oh yes.
And it's actually served in with a novelty shot glass that looks like a mine cart that he dumps into the ale.
Nice. All right. How many of these do I have to drink to get friend over here to notice?
Well, I gave you a rough description, but I also didn't really know it was a dwarvish bar, so you probably might not be able to tell who it is.
I cannot tell who it is, so I'm just gonna get plastered.
Okay, so you start drinking. Now, the drinks here actually aren't that expensive. It's only 2 coppers a drink. So the question is, what is your con modifier?
+3.
Excellent. I need a Constitution saving throw. So you spend 24 copper, and after those, you realize that dwarvish alcohol is actually pretty potent, and you're feeling it after those 12 drinks. The room is swimming. You've joined in a few dwarvish drinking songs.
Started throwing axes.
Yeah, you've been through they're like, oh, you must be big. I bet you can throw from across the room, and then you do because you're a barbarian.
And I'll eventually enter. Space out the entrance.
Yeah, so you enter and you see this drunk as fuck, dragonborn stooped over a barbarian. He's on his knees so as not to hit his head, just sidearm chucking axes across the room to cheers and drinks being served to him. You only bought 12 drinks, you've drunk a lot more than 12 drinks. They just keep giving you drinks.
They've been feeding him.
Yes, because he's really entertaining.
Excellent. This is working out to my advantage. All right. Do I see my target?
Make a perception check. You do. He's behind the bar.
All right. Well,
How
that's
tall are you,
easy.
Kalen?
What's that?
How tall are you?
I'm freaking. Kalen is 4'8".
Okay. Well, at least you're not bumping your head like Zeal was.
Yeah, I'm a dwarf, so.
Yeah.
But anyway, well, I suppose behind the bar actually makes it a little trickier.
No, you just
Well,
talk
anyway,
to
I'll
the
join into
bartender.
the festivities and just, kind of be one in the crowd. And eventually get a moment that I can, buddy talk with Zeal, throw my arm way up over his shoulder. I love you, man. By the way, it's the bartender. Try getting his last name.
All right, give me a performance check.
Me?
No, Kalen.
Okay, good.
So they mistake you doing this, Kalen, as being Zeal's lover, and they start like catcalling you and be like, "Oh yeah, take it upstairs." Woo!
Well, he's definitely gonna believe your family now.
Honey,
All right. Let's see.
bye.
So he was whistling a drinking song when I passed him.
Yes.
I'm assuming I know the words.
Yeah. In fact, they're currently singing the chorus of it in the background.
Oh, okay. Well, I was going to start singing it.
Bye.
All right. Yeah, and I'll join in with the group that's probably doing the circle dance.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, while singing about rock and stone.
Rock and stone. Rock and stone.
Oh yeah, and that little hug pat I did with Zeal is like, you should probably go sit down too.
I am sitting.
Oh yeah, I suppose he's just been scooting his stool around everywhere.
No, I've been like on my knees walking around.
But yeah, so if you can get the bartender's last name, that's what we're here for.
Hey, buddy. This is me talking to the bartender. Hey, man. I gotta know your name. You gotta make drinks. You make good drinks.
Dwarf being slapper. He's like, "Yeah, you come in here and you don't even know my name."
I'm sorry.
Ah, it's all good. It's all good. I just can't believe you don't know me. I'm famous. I'm Crumrick Lastankard, and this is my bar.
Good bar. Good man. And then passes out on the counter.
Yeah, you then pass out. Kalen, you see dwarves preparing to do the traditional enactment when somebody falls down drunk at the bar.
Yes.
I'm gonna need an explanation exactly what that means. I'm gonna need like a full.
Well, you see, they're going to be drawing like crude stuff all over his face with charcoal.
But I'm
And-
black. No, I'm yellow.
Ah, perfect parchment.
Yep.
Black and yellow, black and yellow.
Mm-hmm. And one of the dwarves is particularly industrious, begins like faking up like a fake wanted poster with your likeness on it, just to kind of like stick it like in your hand. So when you wake up, as a joke.
I like these guys already.
Yeah, basically you fell, unconscious, drunk at a dwarven bar. Shenanigans happened to you.
You get a little makeup,
Shenanigans.
couple of dicks drawn on you, some of them on your face, some of them you won't find for days.
There's a dick on your dick.
What? All right, yeah, I tried getting Zeal up, and then
How strong are
then,
you?
Me? Not. Dumped. Like
Ye-
I don't try like picking him up. I try waking him up.
All right. Well, Zeal, I think you'd have to make another con save then to see if you can get woken up. Yeah, you stir. There's some crinkling of parchment in your hands.
Also, I didn't. What was his last name?
Cromrick Lastankard.
Last Tankard. Okay. All right. What do I know as a dwarf of the heritage of Last Tankards?
Well,
Bartender.
they are well known for their ale brewing skills. Like they were a well regarded family of brewers. The secrets for how they make their ale is kind of a family, like the exactness of it is kind of a family secret. And there are branches of the family all over Waterdeep, Baldur's Gate, Neverwinter, Am.
Okay. So then we're gonna go with cousin because I can't be a direct relative. Like that information is important.
Yeah, they're a large family.
Yeah. Well, more so the fact that I don't actually know the secret brewing, so if he asked me, that would, I'd fail the test. So, a cousin adjacent family, another group of brewers that aren't as proficient as them. Because I can brew, I just can't brew their recipe.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I'll, while I'm, rousing Zeal, I'll, sitting at the bar and the bartender's probably laughing, washing a mug in front of him. I'll be like, sorry, did you say your name is Last Tankard? You're a Last Tankard.
Aye, this is the Last Tankard bar. I am Comric Lastankard. Who are you?
Distant relative. I'm a third tankard.
Don't know no third tankers. Welcome.
What's that? I didn't catch the end of that.
He said, I don't know no third
What?
tankers. Welcome.
It'd be on your father's side, going up the tree like 3 times. I don't know. We're like twice removed or something like that. We don't brew as well as you guys do, but
No one brews as well as a Last Tankard. What brings you to Waterdeep?
well, this lot here wanted to go down into the Undermountain, and that dragged me along.
Now, only the two of you. I'm surprised you made
We've
it.
got another group that's staying at the, but he wanted Dwarven Ale, so he wandered off, and I followed him.
Ah, a true connoisseur your friend is. Well
I know him
accomplished
well.
at drinking.
He has his good days and his bad days. What time of day is it?
It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay, then yeah, we'll spend the merriment in the afternoon and evening, like basically staying till bar close. Because this wasn't that far from his house, right?
It was like 3 or 4 blocks from his house.
Okay.
Like it's just outside the Seaward. Like another block to the south is actually like the market.
All right. And then how far is the yawning portal?
So the yawning portal is like a quarter of the way across the city to the south, past Castle Waterdeep in the dock ward.
Okay. That should work.
Like it's a fair distance away.
Yeah. Yeah, basically I'm gonna do the let's see. The full would be staying till bar close, and then claiming Zeal's too drunk to make it home, and then relying on dwarven hospitality to let him stay with him. Because we're family.
Well, you can make a persuasion check, try to pull that off. Yeah. Yeah, so the night winds down. The dwarves, while rowdy, you notice and that there's some like good-natured shoving. It never really gets beyond that. The dwarves, for all their drinking and rowdiness, aren't especially violent.
They're Irish, not German. Or no, I'm sorry, they're German, not Russian.
Right. But eventually, the bar starts closing down, dwarves start streaming out. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Zeal's probably requesting one last song.
Yeah.
Blitzed out of his gourd.
He is absolutely blitzed. You've probably got a decent buzz going at this point.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Not even decent. Like,
Oh no, he meant me, not you. You're
yeah, you're blitzed. Kalen might have a good buzz going though.
after keg, after a keg and a half, it's yeah, I can do that for another couple hours.
Yeah, and that's when Cromrick kind of leans over the bar towards you and so, third tankard, where are you staying in the city?
Oh, fuck. Yawning portal. That's a hike.
Aye, it is. Not the best of neighborhoods either. Tell you what, if you'd like, I've got some spare rooms. You can stay in one with your friend here for the night. Close by, at least.
You're a godsend.
Don't mention it.
Well, I'll give you my recipe. Might not be as good as yours, but you might like it.
We can always try it.
Although the plump helmets are hard to get.
He kind of looks side to side, like, kind of lowers his voice. Well, between you and me, I've got my own type of line down in Skullport. Specialty ingredients.
Do I have his name written down? No, I didn't write his name down. Damn it. Oh, Boonmere. I did write his name down. And I'll be like, oh, you mean Boonmere?
You know Brumir, yeah.
He's a fool, but he can grill things. I gave him a couple things to try out when I was down there last.
Aye, that again. Well, it looks like this lot's just about ready to get kicked out.
Well, let me help you clean up, and then we can get him home.
Mm-hmm. He nods. You guys spend like a half hour just kind of wiping everything down, setting chairs to right, cleaning up, the tankers that were discarded on the floor, which are about half of them. They're all wooden tankards, so.
Yeah. Why refill your mug when you can just grab another one off the bar? Because they're all full.
Exactly. And then he leads you out into the night, heading north along Mendever Street. Eventually, a few blocks, you reach Delzorin, and he leads you to his home.
Yeah, and I follow.
Yep.
You know, Zeal using me as a walker.
Easy enough. He gets to his house, pulls out a little brass key, unlocks the door. You can see like a brass plaque to the right of the door with a couple of tankards being knocked into each other, stenciled onto it.
Excellent.
And he shows you in. It's a nice house. And for this neighborhood, you notice that the ceilings are a bit tall for Dwarvish. And when we watch, he's like, I'm sorry about the size of the ceilings here. They build them tall in Waterdeep.
Well, at least Zeal's not knocking his head anymore.
There's that.
No.
He shows you to the guest room, which is like a modest, got a small bed, a chest, a set of drawers, a window
Is it-
looking out to the west.
I was gonna say, is it facing
It isn't.
Castlevania? Ah, which side is east?
South.
Ah, south. Might I ask one thing of you?
Hey,
Here,
sure.
For religious reasons, needs a south-facing window. Do you happen to have a guest room on that side of the house?
He like strokes his beard. He's like, well, no. Do you mind staying in the music room?
No.
Wouldn't bother him one bit.
Ah,
The
well.
window's more important for him.
He shrugs. Well, I'm not well versed in the ways of the Lathanderites. But who am I to go up against the Marn Lord this way? Shows you a different room. This one has a full-size harp and a baby grand piano in it. It's somewhat
Yeah.
cramped, but there is a south-facing window.
Excellent. I just flop Zeal on the floor.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm gonna sleep in the bed. I'll check on him in a little bit, make sure he's all right. But do appreciate the hospitality more than anything.
Hell, it's no problem at all.
And then yeah, we go to bed. Air
Mhm.
quotes.
He also heads to bed. You hear the door close. A few minutes later, it sounds like a jackhammer going off in his room. Then it stops. Then it starts, and suddenly you realize he's snoring.
All right, I wait a little bit, head back to Zeal's room, and pop open the window and start taking a look.
Okay, yeah. So you're looking at the Castellanter estate across the Delzorin Street. Two guards still at attention. Different guards now. Guarding it. The inside you can see is a like you said, it's a manicured lawn, some nice cultivated areas, a cobblestone path leading from the gate to the front door of the mansion. You can also see that there's a small little, like a, not a small, but another path that heads to the right that goes to what looks to be a carriage house door on the, this would be the west side of the north end of the mansion.
All right.
You can also see that in the mansion itself is constructed has like an inner courtyard where you can see several trees growing, almost like an orchard.
All right.
Give me a second, I can give you a map of the what you can see
Okay.
from here.
Time for your close up.
Yeah, so you can see that there's 3 distinct buildings inside the courtyard, right? There's the main house in the center right, which is in fact 3 stories tall. There is a 1-story structure in the northeast. And in the northwest appears to be a 2-story structure with a steep gabled roof.
All right.
So remember, this is the section of the inside of the courtyard. There's still like this is inside the grassy area with and you can see that there are a couple other guards just walking around that outer perimeter area. It's not just the guards at the gate and the front door. It's also a roaming patrol.
All right.
You do notice that there are no guards stationed outside the carriage house doors in the top right.
Okay. And so when we were walking around the big wall, where's the gate there relative to this?
Straight shot from the small door in the 3-story building heading to the right.
Okay. So basically, the driveway is all on the east side of this map.
Yes. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It's
all right. Let's see. Yeah, so I'll just pull out a piece of parchment and some charcoal and make a quick sketch to be able to give to the party.
Mhm.
And then tuck that away in the bag of holding. Check on Zeal, like actually legitimate check out to make sure he's not dead or anything.
You see him, he's just choking on his own vomit.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, make a con save, Zeal.
Throw him on the floor. Give him a good kick to make sure he's alive.
Yeah, he is.
All right. Yep. Then I go back to the guest bedroom and sleep.
Okay, and you go to sleep. I assume the rest of the party's at the Blue Fire Inn still. Okay. Morning comes. You guys all had a long rest. Zeal, I need another con save as the morning comes.
Hangover inbound.
On save?
Yes, Constitution saving throw.
Boy, you shouldn't drink Dwarvish ale.
So you wake up, and you feel like crap. The sun coming through that southern window's like reflecting off the strings of the harp, and like just as right way to dazzle you as you open your eyes. You got this pounding headache. And you can still see, like, stuck to your hand is a poster from the City Watch wanting you for fell axe with a pig.
Nice. I fucked a pig.
Oh, that's his reaction.
It's
Cool.
like one of the hardest animals to get your hands on.
Not even mad. That's impressive. That's why they want me. They want to know my secrets. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
the reward is listed as 10 copper and a rasher of bacon for any information leading to your arrest.
All right, so I'm gonna take it. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it, and then I'll immediately take it to the City Watch. Be like, I'm here because I fucked a pig.
Well, let's get out of this guy's house first.
Yeah, so you can still hear Cromrick snoring in his bedroom.
Huh. Well, I guess we'll wait. Don't want to be rude guests and leave and not lock his house or anything.
Well, when you go downstairs, there's in fact another dwarf there.
Oh.
She appears to be making breakfast.
Hello.
Ah, you must be the third tankers. Cromrick told me all about you.
Oh, were you the person he was jackhammering last night?
She waggles her eyebrows at you. Wouldn't you like to know?
Sorry about my friend.
Ah, it's all right. Friend of Cromrick's is a friend of mine. Call me Nissel.
Well, hello, Nissel. My name's Kalen. This is Zeal.
Strange names. But it looks like you made friends with Cromrick, so what the hell. Would you like some porridge?
Absolutely. He probably needs 2 servings.
She like looks Zeal up and down. He's like, aye, 2 or 3 at least.
Well, we were in the bar and all the dwarves in there got him hooked on carp bombs. And Kalen just holds a hand out. Here we are.
Well, you wouldn't be the first wandering dwarves to end up here.
Zeal's Dragonborn.
Cormac's got a good eye for interesting people. Married me, after all.
And a wise choice on his part.
Damn straight. Well, here's the porridge. She like slaps like a normal bowl in front of you, Kalen, and she just puts a bucket in front of Zeal and just like pours out like a third of the porridge out of the cauldron into Zeal's bucket.
I can use the mixing bowl for him.
Zeal just face plants into the bucket. Tired, going over.
I do miss my days drinking fucking Red Bull and Patron. I also don't miss those days.
No, you miss the days. You don't miss the next days.
Yeah. I miss the days of drinking it, not the mornings after. It's one of the few things that gives me a really bad hangover. All right. Well, we make small talk.
Mhm.
And then Kalen will have like another piece of parchment from his collection and write down his actual personal brewing recipe. And then at the top he'll put third tanker family recipe
Sure.
to give to Cromrick when he wakes up.
Mm-hmm.
I always forget that I picked that up. So, Kalen as a thanks and a housewarming, appreciation gift, pulls out a 5-pound bag of mixed spices. Like it's all kinds of different exotic spices.
Mm-hmm.
It's worth about 50 gold, and then a bottle of dwarvish wine.
No.
Yeah, Nissel's, quite taken aback by it. He's like, oh, well, thank you kindly.
Well,
So it's always nice
it's
when
only a-
Cromrick's friends do remember their manners.
well, as my mother always said, if you can't be a good house guest, don't be a house guest.
Well, that's an interesting approach to it.
Here's a straightforward lady.
As dwarves usually are.
What time does Cromrick usually wake up?
Oh, usually around noon or so. It's the late night, you see. Best to let him
Yes.
sleep.
It was a late night.
Don't worry. I can tell him that you were polite about staying here. He won't be upset about you if you have business to attend to.
Much appreciated. And here, I told him I'd leave this for him, and he hands over the parchment with the recipe on it.
I'll make sure he gets it.
And then I drag Zeal back to the inn to meet
Yep.
the party.
Yeah, you guys head back down to the docks. The party's sitting there having their, breakfast at the Blue Fire Inn.
All right. Here you go,
So
Hat.
what'd you find out?
Hand you parchment with blueprint. And then gives you the itinerary of the guard rotation and how many guards are inside and all the information you need for whatever you want to plan.
Oh, so it's up to me to plan, huh?
My friend, this is your shit show you got us into. You started it with the pamphlets.
Yeah. Okay.
You are now in charge.
All right. Well, then. So there was some guards around that walked around. How many guards did you see in total?
How many guards did I see in total?
10 total. 2 in front of the main door, 2 in front of the gate, and 6 roving patrols. Like patrolmen, I should say. They moved in pairs, but
Now, was there like a barracks separated from?
I would
Like-
assume the 2-story building.
Was
I mean,
the-
I couldn't see much other than it had really steep gabled roofs, and then the obvious fact that the northeast structure is the has a carriage house door on it.
Okay, so
Like it's
that
got a
would be
big door for carriages to go in and out of, so that wouldn't
Yeah.
likely be the barracks.
Okay.
But if they have local, armed force, they probably are not staying in the main house, and that rules the main house out, rules the carriage house out. So the 2-story building is the only remaining option for a barracks.
And they're never all in the barracks at the same time.
From what I could guess, they probably have either 2 or 3 watch cycles, depending on, I'm assuming because they're so well off, they probably have 3. So I would assume a total of 30 guards, with some of them having downtime, some of them sleeping, and some of them on watch. Standard duty cycle.
So how do we take on 30 guards without?
Well, we don't
eliminating
take on 30
watch?
guards. We eliminate 20 guards before they even know what's happening.
Okay,
You attack
and
the
then
barracks first.
And then how? Then at that point, then how do we keep them from? alerting
Well,
the
what I
city?
suggest is we get more information, because all we know is that they probably made some sort of infernal pact and thus for have some sort of cult going. I think we should search for the cult first.
Okay.
Figure that
Well-
out. Figure out what exactly Xanathar wants us to, eliminate. That's what he's worried about, is the cult.
Gotcha. Okay. See, this is why you're helpful.
Mm-hmm. I give you direction. You take the reins.
Alrighty. So that wouldn't be. That probably wouldn't be a conversation for your dwarf friend. We would probably need to go.
Yeah, that would probably be somebody, like, if you wanted that conversation. Let me look at the city map real quick.
Also, or at any point, have we seen the family leave the villa?
No, you in the brief time when you walked around, and for the brief moments when he looked out over, from the dwarf house, you did not see them leave or enter the house.
Did they have a carriage? Or some mode of transportation?
We seen a carriage house, but I probably didn't see a carriage at 3 a.m. So you probably want to start doing long-term reconnaissance.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking, as I was wondering if you saw a carriage.
Yeah. Well, while Pat thinks of a plan, I'll go to the bar and socialize. I'll wait a little bit for it to reopen, and then start socializing with the bartender. And just basically hanging out, drinking, casual conversation, and then eventually leading the conversation towards the big ugly white house. With the big ugly white wall. Because he probably thinks it's an eyesore.
Okay, so you're there drinking. What are the rest of you doing?
Well.
Are you asking what the rest of us are doing? I'm going with whoever. What's everybody
Yeah,
doing?
I kind of want to go hang out with Kaylin, because I want to do some reconnaissance as well.
Well, you should do reconnaissance, not information gathering.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to be seen doing reconnaissance, because then I'll stand out and my story might fall through. Whereas if I'm just hanging out at the bar and you guys are out doing reconnaissance, it works better because I can gather intel from him about the goings on there, and then you can actually go observe the goings on there, or go into the North Ward, look for Demon Cult, go into the Field Ward, look for Demon Cult.
Okay. So that wouldn't be just like information that somebody would know, correct? I mean, it would be kind of weird if we were asking, I imagine.
I'm sorry, no what?
So like it'd be pretty weird if I was going around like asking random people about this cult.
I think that's a bad idea.
You go around asking people about a devil cult. They're going to call the guards on you because you're obviously up to no good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That, or you accidentally talk to someone who is a part of devil cult and then realize you're trying to search for devil cult in a not so good way. You know what happens there, Ast.
Yeah, you know that, if you come out, like, if you come across like that, you're going to come across as an infernal cultist. And the city generally doesn't tolerate that.
Okay.
Like there's a reason why infernal and demonic cults tend to be secret.
Hey guys, come to our Wednesday demonic cult meeting. We have pizza and soda.
It's fucking banner stapled to a telephone pole with a little
Yeah,
rip-off tag.
We got bingo night on Thursday.
Trivia night on Friday, and we have fish.
The funny thing is, you would actually get a fair number of people that would show up to that, and it'd be one of those cases where, like, you go up to the front to begin the meeting, and all of a sudden, like, the people in front suddenly spin around and says, "Aha, we're here to vanquish you!" And then these other people reveal themselves also be there as a separate adventuring group to vanquish you, and then there's this third, and so on and so forth, until you realize that there is in fact no actual cultists in the cult meeting. They're all just groups of undercover adventurers that came to vanquish the cult.
So they
And then it
all
turns into
just-
actual bingo night.
Or they're just like, they just start murdering each other because they think each other is a part of the cult.
Where's the changeling meme?
What, with the entire city is
Word
changeling?
adventure, no word adventure.
No,
you're
you
part of
guys
the
weren't
cult.
there for this. So, Undergame is a city full of fucking changelings, and he's got a cartoon of a changeling stabbing somebody, and then it turns out they were actually a changeling, and then another changeling pops up and goes, "Oh man, he owed me money."
Been abused.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. I think I know that guy.
How do I do reconnaissance? Is that just do reconnaissance, or would you like me to tell you how I'm doing the reconnaissance?
Well, it would matter of how you're actually doing the reconnaissance.
Like I said, just casually, just like taking strolls around the city. I really want to see the carriage, and I want to see if it ever leaves.
Okay. Well, why don't you go ahead and give me a perception, an investigation, and a stealth check?
Perception. I can't guidance myself on this because then I would stand out, correct?
Yes.
Somehow, in the process of his investigation, he tied his own shoelaces together.
Stealth.
Okay. So, yeah, you kind of hang out around their villa, meandering about so as not to draw too much attention. And, yeah, at about 8 o'clock in the morning, you see a carriage leave. A few hours go by, another carriage leaves. Throughout the rest of the day seems pretty normal. Occasionally you see a person walk up to the gate, a few words are exchanged. Sometimes they enter, sometimes they don't. All of them appear to be well dressed. Anyone who enters leaves again in 30 minutes to an hour. And finally, go ahead.
Sorry, the two carriages that left, were there any people? Like, did I see the people inside them?
No, they had curtains drawn.
Okay.
It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and you see first the second carriage that left returned, and then a few minutes later the first carriage that left at H returns. They don't appear to be in any particular hurry. It's not like they're at a gallop. It's just horses trotting with a carriage behind them.
Yeah.
The guards obviously recognize the carriages at a distance because they open the gate so that the carriage doesn't even have to slow down.
Oh, so they just let him in without having to fuck with anything.
Yeah, I mean, you can see that both carriages have the Castellanter coat of arms on the sides.
Okay. Are both carriages like easily identifiable?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I just kind of want to sketch it out or draw it out or whatever, or take notes on the features so I can identify them in the future.
Yeah.
We're here for a week, right?
We're here until we deal with the demon cult. That week, I don't know why that week was just a. I wanted at least one scroll of Identify ready.
Well, I don't know what's gonna happen faster, the week up for the Identify scroll, or
Jake, the week is just him throwing out a number. We are here until we finish what the fuck you started.
So
I know.
If we finish the demon cult early, we stay the week. If it takes longer, I can just go pick up the scroll of Identify. That's all that week was. It had nothing to do with what we're doing here.
Gotcha. Under which way did the carriages leave when they left in the morning?
So the first one, you saw head north and then turn east, and then you lost sight of it. The other one went south, and based on where you were, it went down to where the market is, and then turned east, and you lost sight of it.
Okay. And that was at 8, right?
Well, the first one, the one that went north and then west, and you lost sight of it, that one was at 8. The other one was at 10.
Okay. Would Kalen and Zeal have seen the same kind of thing when they were scoping it out?
Yes.
The carriages aren't they're real carriages. It's not just you that sees them.
No. Do they leave when they spent the night at homie's house? They woke up in the morning and everything. Did they see the carriages leave at the same schedule? Relatively.
Same day. We came back before the carriages left. I hung out at the inn, and then you left on reconnaissance. And eventually I went to the bar to do intel gather.
Okay. Alright.
Cool. Yeah, it's just because of the time schedule. Yeah, Zeal and I left well before the carriages did. We woke up pretty much right away, exhausted, but still came back to the inn to share intel, and then you went on reconnaissance, and he and I are just waiting to go drink again. Well, I don't know if he's going to come with this time.
Oh, no, I'm definitely drinking again.
He's sleeping the whole day.
Sleeping, waiting on you to come get me so we can go drinking again.
Kalen drinks every day. Zeal drinks every other day.
Okay. Well, I just I'm cool. I think I saw enough for my time.
Okay. So you head back to the Blue Fire Inn?
Yep.
Alright. And Kalen, the bar's beginning to fill up. Dwarves are drinking. You don't see Cromrick behind the bar. It looks like it's a different dwarf today.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then I'll just hang out, socialize, and have a good reminiscing about the night before with Zeal, and tell him I'll bring him tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, dwarf slapping your back, everyone taking their turn on the rounds. There's axe throwing, singing, the usual. It's a dwarven bar.
Yep.
You do eventually learn that the person acting as behind the bar is Cromrick's nephew named Gulrus.
All right. Yeah, and I'll keep up the story of being a third tanker. I don't know why I went third. First was too obvious. Then second felt too obvious.
Well, he didn't seem to question it.
But yeah, so then I guess we'll just burn out the day, and I'll head back to the Blue Fire Inn.
Yeah, you guys head back to the Blue Fire Inn. By the way, what's everyone's past perception?
17.
Nope. 11.
Terrible.
Okay.
Just Hat. He's the only one with passive.
Pat's what yours?
17.
Okay.
Wow.
So as you're walking back to the inn, Hat, you do notice, watching you out of the corner of this alley, is a small pig.
Hey, it's Zeal's friend.
As I get out of its line of sight, and I turn around, does it look like it's still following me?
Well, when you turn around, it was like halfway coming out of that alley, and you can see its eyes get a little big, and it quickly backs up around the corner.
Okay. All right. I'll pretend I'm not paying attention to it, and I mean, I'm obviously keeping a tab on it, but I'm not paying. I don't want it to give away.
Yeah. You know, as you kind of get to like that last block just before the inn, you can see it. You occasionally catch it, like out of the corner of an alley, just sort of seemingly being there watching you guys. Whenever it notices that you've noticed it, it always backs off. But you get to the inn, and you guys go to sleep. Morning comes without incident. And I think that is where we will call it here.
Nice.
Excellent.